Welcome back everyone. This video has been due for a very long time. This is my recreation of Biosyn if we didn't have the whole locust problem and Lewis Dodgson. Well, we might as well get on with the tour then. So, this is a very small guest research section. There's a lot of workers, weirdly enough. Well, we'll speed along because you didn't come for this. Well, I don't know what the thumbnail will be, but you'll most likely come here for that. Well, you would have all your restaurants for just for guest amenities. And we will now right, do we want it this way or do we I tell you what, we want in-depth experience. If we see stuff like I don't know, Dreadnoughts. Okay, I am not I like to speed a bit, so well, now that we've started this tour and you've got the premium tour, so we don't have to wait for everyone. Over here, on your right or left, we have some colourful Gallimimuses. These were brought over from what were on the mainland that came over from Isla Nublar. Most of our dinosaurs are from Isla Nublar, from the mainland around the world, because they're everywhere it seems now. So I guess it is every day you see a dinosaur. Well, coming down here we have our oasis. And those people at Biosyn have perfected a few genomes, so you get to see some new dinosaurs. Over to your left we have Edmontosaurus, an amazing hadrosaur, and right next to it is some Coryphosauruses we saved from Isla Sorna. And we have even more Gallimimus that we've perfected the genome a bit better as ourselves, just so we can be better on ourselves. I was biased and I've always been against InGen, which, you being the new worker, you should know this stuff, because who wants to work at some place and you don't know the backstory, like working with dinosaurs all the time. And we'll come off the tour for a minute because we've got some red Triceratopses, and in the back we have the the Dreadnoughts. The funny thing about these Triceratops is we saved them from San Diego. So if you watch the San Diego series, you would have realised that. And that was the dinosaur that Octo Gaming picked. Well, we continue with the tour and we get to one of my favourite dinosaurs. Oh, there she is. I don't know if you can see her. Well, hopefully you will. But that is the Therizinosaurus. We keep it isolated from all the other herbivores, so she's very territorial. We like to call her Susan. And then there's only one person who will probably watch this video, which will know what that means. Back there we have our Pyroraptors, which you'll see on the helicopter tour. Yes, but that is a Pteranodon. Due to our aerial deterrent system, we have many aerial species like Thanatos, Dracon, Dimorphodons, Quetzalcoatlus, so on and so forth. And with this, and over there you can see a Parasaurolophus. Don't know if you can see how well you can see it. Well, before we admire the Ankylosaurus, I just wanted to say, only a few people know this, but for the Parasaurolophus, that Parasaurolophus over there is actually called Strawberry. My friend Drake's Dimension Reviews, we were going to do a video, and that was a dinosaur name I came up with. We don't know if we're still going to do that video, but on the topic of Drake's Dimension Reviews, there's his favourite dinosaur, the Ankylosaurus. You'll be seeing some better looks of them in a bit. Here we have the mighty Dreadnoughtus strolling across the plains. And we have ahead of Coryphosauruses again. There's another Ankylosaurus as well. Well, we will do a helicopter tour because there's a lot of dinosaurs in our sanctuary. Over there, we also have some Parasaurolophuses. Now, that we have to be very careful with feeding times because sometimes a Quetzalcoatlus likes to go for the kill. And now I'll put a mini montage video on this video, hopefully showing that. Well, there's another Gallimimus. Somewhat spooked off. Now this is what we like to call the jungle. It's not so much the forest, it's the tropical jungle. Over here we have dinosaurs such as the Apatosaurus. And I won't say the other one because we'll hopefully come across it. The Dimorphodons, they are here. They just don't tend to show themselves as much. Well, due to their small size, of course. Well, over there, oh, you can probably see it there in the top right corner, a Dryosaurus. Well, that won't be going very well. Over here, we have a head of four Nasutoceratopses. There's some Edmontosauruses and some Ankylosauruses that we... So, a funny thing about the Ankylosauruses, we have two types in this park. We have the type 1, which we've rescued from Sauna, which was quite early on. And then we have the ones from Nublar. And speaking of Sauna, we have the Poo Dinosaur. Well, if you have any JP3 fans in here, we have the Ceratosaurus Lake back there. This is meant to kind of be a reference to what... Oh. It's okay, false alarm, definitely. Well, this is meant to be a bit like the river scene. And we're about to go for our main second herbivore section. That first part, you're probably wondering where iconic dinosaurs like the Stegosaurus and Stygimoloch are. Well, there's a Stygimoloch. So, as well as quite common, the Stygimolochs and Stegosauruses have been rescued from around the world. Mainly the Stygimolochs have been found in Malta. We also have a pair of Brachiosauruses that we've saved from an illegal breeding for people that have been to Isla Sorna. Because after 2001, everyone thought it was a really good idea to go there poaching. Well, after we bought that land, we've took most of the dinosaurs off the island. Asset 87 is in this park, as they've been researched by our young colleagues. And I guess you can hear them. The helicopter tour will be quite longer, just because we have a full carnivore valley. And if you could suspect, then this is the Dimetrodon caves. They like to come out in the sun to sunbathe every now and then, which is a great thing, because the DFW thought like we weren't looking after them very well, with them being in the amber mines. We are going to take a slight detour for a minute, actually, because we see one of our species that we've brought back from extinction, which is a Biosyn exclusive. We have the Iguanodon, and the towering Brachiosauruses in the background. And also there's a couple of Stegosauruses here and about. Well, before our car gets stuck, we'll continue on with the tour then. We're going to speed up a bit just so we can get to our next dinosaurs. Oh yeah, while we're waiting, a bit off the roleplay topic, which we are doing, by the way. What's your opinion on Like, what do you want to be in Jurassic World Evolution 3? I'm very interested to know. Well, of course, we are in the mountains of Italy. Don't mind that, just a bit of bumps on the way. Well, this is a split enclosure actually. On one side we have Sinoceratops. And also, it'll be quite hard to see, but we also have the Oviraptor in here. But this is probably one of the best parts. Are we at the right part? Well, looks like the Velociraptors are very quiet. Blue has been rescued and put here. But I don't know if they'll show. I think they might actually be over here. Well, we're going through the Velociraptor paddock, so I'd like everyone to be very careful. We tried to go here as quickly as possible, but also like to show you the dinosaurs. Sadly, the oviraptors do not want to show themselves. Oh yeah, there's one there. There's one there, if anyone can see that. Well, JP3 Velociraptors, what can I say? You'll try and slowly goes past while looking at him. They are around 7 in here, including Blue the Velociraptor. After getting Owen Grady's permission to take her and put her in a safer place, she's now here with a different pack with Beta in the valley. And we will continue forward. You might be able to see that catching a drink. But as I say, some very deadly... Oh, there we are. We will have to speed up though before it attacks us. Hopefully nothing will break out. And on the topic of JP, oh my god, star of the show over here. Wow, that's the closest it's ever got. We have the Spinosaurus. Out of every recording I've done, this is the first time it's actually come out. Well, yeah, there's Carnival Valley, which you can see for the depth. Well, we need to be very careful not to run them over, because in this next paddock, we have Morris Intrepidus. So be careful around them. Seems that one of our Metrocanthosaurus are not doing too well. Well, finally a Dimorphodon. Well, over here we have... Well, I don't actually know. Our Troceraptors, I think we are. We snagged them back off Siona Santos from Malta. Well, for health and safety risks, I get it's Jurassic Park and all that. We have to only show you them by helicopter because they've been able to break out before, which is very scary. Well, over there in those sandy rocky dunes in the midst of the forest, we have a trio of Rexes, which being the iconic Bukdo and Rexy, as well as some more pterosaurs, being the JP3 Pteranodons. I've seen JP3 a lot. Well, our mystery dinosaur has not revealed. We'll find them on the helicopters though. Over here we have the Apatosaurus. They tend to stay away from the Dreadnoughtuses. There are 2 of them. And due to them not really liking each other, they like to keep to separate sections, but due to the towering size of the Dreadnoughtus, sometimes we have to move them. We are still thinking of a new place to put them. But coming to the end of our tour, we have some Carnotauruses. Over there is the camouflaging one, which is based off the novel in Jurassic Park: The Lost World. And yeah, continuing forth, we have never had anything bad definitely happen at this park. Only a few Quetzals eat something. And we will now we will not close the park. We will now take you on the helicopter ride. Well, I'll take you over to my colleague. Well, welcome to Biosyn Sanctuary. Hope you've enjoyed your visit. I'll now take you over the valley. And if a Quetzalcoatlus does come near us, just warn me, just in case. Well, we have Gallimimus Edmontosaurus, Parasaurolophus. There's one of our different kinds of Ankylosaurs, the blue one, which is sadly not bumpy. And here's our mystery dinosaur over here, actually. We have the Oranosaurus. We've rescued two of these off Isla Nublar after there was a secret section on the map when we looked at the map of Isla Nublar, where a part of the map was not actually, well, covered in ash and lava and all that. So we've rescued them. Well, there's still a lot of dinosaurs you don't know that are in this park. Well, unlike the first ones that when people came to Biosyn Sanctuary after the fail for the last time, our new Pyroraptors are actually very colourful and actually don't want to go to the snow biome as much anymore. And as the fog rises above the place, we will take you above the mountains. We have separate springs everywhere just in case the dinosaurs venture out of their place, because our inhibitor chips don't always work. You've been told about the Nasutoceratops already, I've heard. Well, we might as well find... Well, there's our iguanodons, and then something else that you never saw, which sadly we didn't get to see properly on the tour, is our two Brachiosauruses. And also over there we have our Stegosauruses. Well, going a bit further on, we might as well show you our Dimetrodon cave. These guys like to be very far from all the other dinosaurs, due to them not actually being dinosaurs, which is commonly not being spoken about on at this place. Well, we'll turn back around from leaving the sanctuary, and we will now take you to Carnivore Valley. Over here is Carnivore Valley, or Piscivore Cove, we like to call this section. Over here we have Asset 87 from Isla Sorna, which some of our students say it does not actually resemble anything of a Spinosaurus. So, half the time it's studied at our research posts. And over here we have a joint of the Baryonyx and the Suchomimus. On with the tour. Over here we have our star mascot of the park, outside of Rexian the Dreadnoughtosaurus and the Quetzalcoatlus. We have the Giganotosaurus. Weirdly enough, for this apex predator, it is not usually aggressive, which the people of the sanctuary say it's very weird, or awkward, you could say. Well, you were never meant to see that, but we've cloned the separate Indominus Rex, but we're not allowed to teach you anything about those yet. Here we have our marshy swarm plant for the Dilophosaurus. And over here, we have our joint location of both Metriacanthosaurus and Allosaurus. The Metriacanthosaurus we rescued from Isla Nublar on a joint mission from the Lockwood Manor in California. And then also the Allosaurus that we rescued from Malta. We sadly did lose a bit of money for rescuing these creatures, but out of all due respect, it was worth it. Well, over here we have the male alpha T-Rex, known as Buck. And hopefully the mate, which seems both of the other T-Rex female, but the two female Rexes are somewhere else. Nope, it seems we have a few Dimorphodons. Well, actually, there's Rexy. Oh, and over there in the forest is Doe. And over here, which is the final destination of our tour, sadly, we have a trio of Carnotauruses. We have a demon, we have the demon Carnotaurus, we have the normal Carnotaurus. And as the fog rises and the other one goes and camouflages away, we have a Carnotaurus from Isla Sorna. Looks like we've had a bit of traffic, folks, but I've hoped you enjoyed Biosyn Sanctuary. We'll take you back over to our co-manager, Jurassic George. Alright, guys. Hope you enjoyed that tour. I don't know how long it'll be. I might shorten it down quite a bit. Well, you've probably seen a few videos that are like Star Wars and all that, and that there's going to be a new name changer soon. I don't know if it's definitive, it's going to happen yet, but Biosyn Sanctuary, ladies and gentlemen. I went 100% on the genome, by the way. So, without further ado, cue the intro.